Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Sarah Martin with The Contoured Chemist, and today we are talking about changing seasons, switching up our skincare, all the things you need to know about keeping your barrier happy and healthy as we're transitioning from summer to fall to winter, as heaters get turned on and our skin freaks out. So if you are curious if you need to tweak or switch up your skincare routine, keep watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for being here. Okay friends, we are talking skincare today. So this video is sponsored by Sleep and Glow, which probably doesn't surprise you. If you are not new here, you know this is one of my favorite all-time beauty tools, and Black Friday is coming up, which means they're having their biggest sale of the year. I had to share, this is the best time to snag one if you haven't gotten one already. If you are new here and you have no idea what the Omnia pillow is, let me tell you. So this pillow is so cool because it is designed for us side sleepers, even if you're a stomach sleeper and you get the dreaded squish face as you sleep. And if you don't know, the repeatedly pressure of putting your face on a normal pillow is gonna cause vertical wrinkles, which are sleep wrinkles. And eventually they become permanent. So what can we do to mitigate that so we can wake up with less lines in our face and less morning puffiness, which is always a concern for me as well. For the Omnia pillow, this is a patented 3D pillow, and it's designed for the side sleeper because you can put your face on the pillow, but then look at this, if you guys can see. Your face floats in air. There's no squish face. It has these little pockets designed so that your face never gets squished. And I just put my brand new copper pillowcase on it. So if you don't know, copper is amazing for so many things when it comes to skincare, but more importantly, I feel like in winter, which we're gonna be talking about some of the things that happen to our skin, can have barrier issues, which means increased inflammation, increased acne, and copper has been scientifically proven to reduce that bacteria on the skin that could lead to acne, rashes, all of those things. So it's just one more benefit. And of course, since I'm a scientist and I don't believe anything without a clinical study, there was one done on this pillow and participants saw 85% saw a reduction in both the diameter and the depth of sleep wrinkles after only 3 months' time. I have been using this bad boy for years. It helps my lashes stay on better. And again, no added wrinkles because I haven't gotten Botox in years. That is just a temporary fix anyway. This is more long-term and it's just a win-win in my book. So of course I will put all the details down below in the drop box below the video. My code, The Contoured Chemist 15, will give you the biggest discount for Black Friday this season. This will bring us into what happens to your skin as the weather changes. I don't know about you guys, but I'm already seeing an effect. I feel like in summer, your skin's producing more oil and you have different issues, right? It's like increased acne, increased hyperpigmentation because we're in the sun longer. And then we're moving into fall. Our skin starts producing less oil. It gets colder. It gets maybe windier, harsh weather, less humidity in the air, at least like I noticed that big time here in Missouri because we have a very humid state. And what that means is that you're gonna get more transepidermal water loss, which means your skin's just gonna lose more water because there's not as much humidity. You don't have as much moisture hitting your face on the daily. It's just kind of the nature of things, right? And then we suddenly are starting to get into colder as we move into the winter. Depending on where you live, indoor heating. Indoor heating is like my nemesis. This is when you might really start to notice those huge issues like your skin is drier, your skin barrier just gets depleted really quickly. So what is your skin's barrier? If you don't know, your skin's barrier is the outermost portion of your skin. It's called the stratum corneum. It's that outermost layer, and it's made up of lipids. And their entire job is to think of them as like armor. They're gonna protect your body from outside elements, whether that is irritants, pollution, dirt, anything. And our skin does a really good job at keeping things out. It is such a misconception that like anything you put on your skin gets absorbed. Nope, our skin is made to keep things out, okay? And then it's also made to keep the good stuff in. So bad stuff out, good stuff in, which is water, oil, things that keep us hydrated and our skin healthy. But all these outside factors of indoor heating and things like that, it means that our skin's barrier can sometimes get compromised really easily. And once it's compromised, a whole load of issues can happen. That's when we see the dryness. Your skin might start feeling itchy. You might see an increase in inflammation even. So this means that those of us that suffer from so many skin issues, like it can worsen your eczema, rosacea, and even your acne, because again, acne isn't an inflammatory condition, much like those others. All of those just mean that sometimes it can affect your skincare routine, including your ability to keep on an active regimen. So if you've been using a retinoid for all season, all summer, and then suddenly your skin starts getting red, inflamed, and itchy, your barrier probably got compromised from one of those external factors. And there's many things we can do to kind of mitigate that. Or better yet, to me, I'm try to be proactive. Let's avoid the issue altogether. So if we start now in fall before it gets bad, guess what? It could be a simple fix. Adding one thing to your routine and you're not gonna see any of these issues. Your skin barrier is going to stay nice and healthy and happy all winter season. And that's what I wanna hear. So when you think of transitioning your skin from summer to fall to winter, think barrier health, all right? We're gonna think light layers, hydration, ceramides are a big one because ceramides will replenish that lipid barrier that is keeping our skin barrier happy. A couple quick tips before we get into every single skincare step. You can add a humidifier into your room overnight. This is one of the easiest ways to just, again, increase that level of humidity in the room because that heating is going to really make the air drier. A humidifier, it's a simple fix that can really do wonders, especially if you have dry or dehydrated skin. And then the second thing, and I think what helps me the most over winter is I wear makeup that does not allow my skin to lose water through the day. By using an occlusive cream like Seint 3D foundation, guess what? My skin did a whole 360. It normalized. I don't get dry in the winter. That coupled with good skincare, and it holds in all that moisture. And so really all I have to do is make sure I wash it off at the end of the day. And again, I'll show you how to use again an occlusive at night to hold in all that moisture from our skincare regimen, and your skin will not get dry. All right. So those two things I feel like are easy. Not necessarily you have to use cream makeup, but I'm telling you, it was a game changer for me. Let's get into skincare. We're gonna start with cleansers. And I tried really hard to pick like 2 from every category because I have a lot of favorites, but I didn't want to make it so overwhelming. The first one will not surprise you. The easiest thing to do when you think of switching your skincare routine, first I want you to think about your routine. You might have a very simple routine, meaning, and that is completely fine. You don't need anything elaborate. A cleanser, maybe a serum, maybe not, and a moisturizer. And then SPF during the day is non-negotiable. But those 3 things, simple, right? If you have those three things and you're feeling a little dry, take a good look at your cleanser. It's the easiest thing to switch out. You might be using a foaming cleanser in the summer because your skin does produce more oil in the summer and you really need to kind of like get off all that excess oil. Now would be a really good time to switch to a more creamy cleanser. Gentle cleanse, think hydrating cleanse, think anything that has more glycerin and again, ceramides to replenish that barrier. Which this does not surprise you. The cleanser has been like my go-to since it was released when I'm looking for a gentle hydrating cleanser because it is 50% glycerin. So I've talked about this time and time again. In fact, they just released one that has salicylic acid and it's not something that I've been using daily, but holy moly, if you are maybe an oily skin girl or acne prone, but you're still looking to get some of that help from your cleanser and you don't want to just fully switch to a gentle cleanser, it is incredible. So it's got the blue lid, it's got salicylic acid added to it. I never thought I'd be able to use a salicylic acid more than one day a week, and I've been using it and it's fantastic. But since I have normal skin and I'm not really that acne prone, I don't use it every day, but it is an option. Cleanser, my ride or die, so good. If you have been using an exfoliating cleanser, like some of them that I talked about in my exfoliating video, here would be a time to maybe pare that down. When you are in the winter months, you don't need to exfoliate as much as heavily. Again, trying to keep that barrier intact and not kind of like give it any openings to like compromise it in any way, all right? So less exfoliation is needed and maybe just decrease the number of times. So if you use it twice a week, maybe just go down to once. Okay, the other one, you guys, I'll be honest, I didn't think anything could ever beat this. I don't want to say this next one is beat it, but I recently got this in PR. I have been completely shocked at how good this cleanser is. Not that I'm shocked. If you guys have seen my videos of the brands I would buy anything from, this is one of those brands. They are so good at putting out different products that no one else has done before in that way. The brand is Experiment, one of my favorite brands of all time. When they came out with the cleanser, I was like, oh, I don't need a cleanser. Cleansers are having a time right now. You are seeing a ton of cleansers on the market. So it's just really hard for me to just pick two. But if I had to pick the two most hydrating cleansers I've ever used in my life, it would be these two. So this is 50% glycerin. This is new Plasma Wash. This is how it's different. No joke, I'm gonna have to look at this. It's got ingredients, everything. Okay, it's got 15% glycerin, still a lot of glycerin. The cool thing with this and why it's different is it is a moisture depositing gel cream. And it is. I'll show you what it looks like as I use it. It comes out as a gel. It kind of feels like a cream. It is so hydrating. And let me tell you, it also removes SPF and makeup so well. I've actually used this as a double cleanse. I've been testing it in every way possible. And it's removing eye makeup with no eye burn. It is so well formulated. So it's clinically proven to hydrate after one use. It actually is a moisture depositing cleanser. I don't think I've ever seen that done or said before. 33% increase in hydration of your skin at 8 hours after you rinse it off. So this is like long-term hydration. It is also so gentle yet cleansing at the same time. I'm telling you, it is not stripping. It's got fatty acids, jojoba oil, this amino acid surfactant blend. It just amazing ingredients to really like get the job done in a really, really efficient way, but is so hydrating. So normally when I wash my skin, sometimes I test a cleanser by just not putting anything on, letting my skin completely dry down. and seeing if I suddenly immediately feel dry. And this is one of them that I can honestly say, I don't feel dry. Right after I use it, I can get away with not immediately like putting on a serum so that I don't get flaky, especially right now as the seasons are changing. I can't pick a favorite yet. This one I've been using a few weeks now. I would 100% recommend both of these, like without a doubt in my mind. So good. Okay. So that was pretty easy for me as far as picking two cleansers that I think are above and beyond gentle and hydrating. Super simple. Okay. The next ones would be, well, we're going to go ahead and talk about exfoliants real quick, because normally if I was going through a skincare routine in morning or night, I would exfoliate next. And so these two are also very simple. I just did a video on exfoliation. In winter, I feel like you need to just cut back on exfoliation. That doesn't mean you don't still need maybe a weekly exfoliant. But if you're one of those people that exfoliates every single day, I would draw back and maybe use a more gentle exfoliant or something that's a hydrating exfoliant like lactic acid or PHA, which is also a humectant. So these two would definitely be my choices. Less harsh, think enzymes, PHAs, or lactic acid as an AHA. Both of these I went into probably great detail over on that last exfoliant video. I've been going back and forth between both of these when, like, I think I just used one this morning. I am like always in need of gentle exfoliation, and these always make my skin look so good after using it. Okay, so you don't need a daily exfoliating toner. You do need a cleanser. The next thing, you don't need an essence. I would say you can pick, let's say you have a very simple routine, cleanse, moisturize, SPF. You can easily add one of these things. Remember, we're thinking light layers. In my opinion, the best way to really kind of like let your skin drink it in is to lightly like add a layer, let that absorb. It works so much better for your skin, like holding on to hydration, to do a little bit at a time than putting one thick layer of moisturizer on and thinking you're gonna get the same results. In my opinion, your skin will drink up the thinner layers better. Does that make sense? If you're wanting to make it as easy as possible, I would say pick a hydrating toner or essence, or pick a hydrating serum. If you love skincare like me, you can pick one of each, all right? But first, I have so many toner recommendations. I could create an entire video. So I would just say pick a milky toner. I find all of them to be hydrating. They always give me that juicy kind of like plumping to the skin and that immediate glow. Some of my very favorites would be Rhodes, Glazing Milk, both tiers. There is a normal, and then this is the light. So if you maybe have oily skin, there are still options that would work for you, even if you're oily. I would say after cleansing, put a little splash of a essence on your face. Again, it's a nice thin layer. Literally just give it a minute, if that, to absorb slightly, and then you can go in with your serum, or skip a serum, go in with a moisturizer. Very simple. I feel like this is an easy addition, especially right now in today's market. There are so many good milky toners. If you need a recommendation, you can always email me. I'll ask you a little bit more information about your skin type, maybe what you've tried, what you're looking for, how heavy of one you like. I've tested so many. I can't pick favorites because it's my favorite part of my skincare regimen. So I tried to make it simple. This one's way thicker. I think this is what you'll see me use in the video. I love it. All of them just kind of absorb quickly and give your skin that boost of hydration. If you're looking for like the quickest step possible, be like, Sarah, I have crazy mornings, crazy kids. I don't need a lot of time to like do my skincare, look for a mist. Hydrating mists are my favorite. I recently started trying this Summer Fridays. I've been obsessed with their jet lag mask. It's actually, I should have grabbed that for an overnight mask. It is amazing. This is their new jet lag soothing hydration mist. And it's this really fine mist that, yes, you can just spray over makeup. You could put this on, then moisturize, put this on, then do a serum, like really, really fast, or keep it in your bag. If you're one of those that tends to get dry through the day in winter, you need like a pick-me-up for your face. This is what I would spray over my face so that I don't get those like dry patches, patchiness type situation. I recently picked up this, and I'll be honest, I want the full size. It is pricey. This to me is a hybrid product. I feel like it is thicker than even this Rhode, but it is way thinner than a normal typical moisturizer, even though they call it a lightweight moisturizer. This is the Ilia Face Base Milk. I will be honest, I was like, nah, it's gonna be kind of like another moisture or another milky toner. I don't know if you can tell. It's thicker. It's not, I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, the days I use this, my skin loves it, all right? So it's got a lot of glycerin in it, a lot of great hydrating ingredients, no scent. But this would be like a thicker alternative. You could layer under a moisturizer. If you are very dry, I'd recommend this and then going in with a moisturizer. You could easily layer all three and even use a serum and then put this on before a moisturizer. There's a lot of different options and ways you could use this. It is also a barrier renewal complex. Like, it is marketed very much for like perfect for this season. I would say this would be amazing. I can't wait to use this in the summer, like as my moisturizer. Like, I wouldn't need anything heavier than this. Like, it is the perfect weight because I don't need a moisturizer in the summer. I just use my sunscreen, but on those days where I need a little bit more, it's just gonna be cleanse, put this on, sunscreen. I would be running out the door. I was shocked at how much I liked this. I'll be honest, I had used it in store on the back of my hand, but it wasn't until I put it on my full face, like put on makeup over it. I need the full size. But still, you barely need any. A full size will probably last, because it's huge, probably last you forever. So in case it helps, in order of thinnest to thickest, very fine mist, very lightweight milky. This is typically about the heaviness of most milky toners, give or take. And this is definitely like the heaviest of that type, even though they don't call it a toner or essence. They call it a moisturizer. I hope that helps. Okay, if you want to skip the moisturizer step, I would say hydrating serums. Now, I find that almost everyone I talk to has some kind of hydrating serum or product in their regimen already. Usually it's hyaluronic acid. And I'm not saying I don't like hyaluronic acid. I just think there's better hydrating ingredients out there. And 9 times out of 10, you will find hyaluronic in any hydrating serum you put on your face. So, couple quick favorites. I do think if you are wanting something more than just hydration, there's another good option. My favorite hydrating serums of all time, again, Super Sati by glycerin. It is a lot of glycerin. This is 30% glycerin by Experiment. One of my favorites of all time. The newest one from Prequels, the Multi-Quench. This one has a lot because it has a lot of glycerin in it, but it's got PJ, which actually makes your skin hold onto water, which I feel like is the biggest difference between just using a humectant like hyaluronic acid in winter. That's good, it will draw it in, but what's gonna hold it there? You have to have either an occlusive over it or you have to have something like PGA that's gonna hold on to that hydration. So again, you don't lose it through TEWL, TEWL, transepidermal water loss through the day, which our skin is constantly doing unless you have an occlusive over it. I hope that makes sense. This one from Prequel, really good, affordable hydration serum. And then two of my all-time favorites, Bloom Effects Tulip Dewdrops. If you don't like scent, you might not like this because it has like their patented like tulip fragrance, but holy moly, this just makes my skin look so good afterwards. Pretty much love everything I've tried from this brand. So this one's a really good milky serum. You guys know I like a milky serum. And then if you saw my video on this one, this again is like one of those hybrid type products. Like this is a watery moisturizer. This is a like thick serum. To me, almost like a moisturizer. It's so thick. And the clinical studies on this bad boy are incredible for immediate hydration. So if you want to like skip the entire video and just add one thing to your lineup, this is a hydrating serum. I have no doubt will hydrate your skin like that, and you'll notice an immediate difference. I think most of these hydration serums would, but if you're looking for the most bang for your buck, this is one of my favorite products I've come across. And then if you're like me and are like, Sarah, I need multi-purpose products. I'm not gonna just add a hydration serum. Give me something that's going to also help me as my skin matures and I need some anti-aging. I would say look for peptide serums. 99% of the time, a peptide serum is going to be a hydrating serum. There's a lot of peptides that are actually great hydrators. So two of my favorites, and oh, I love both of these so much. The Medik8 liquid peptides, in fact, it says 30% complex hydrating peptide serum. This has so many peptides. This is such a hydrating serum. I skip all of the ones I just talked about when I use this. Like, I don't need anything else. So this is a good all-in-one. And then they just sent me this one to replenish the one I bought, and I went through it faster than I think any serum I ever have of all time. I can honestly say that. Maybe it's just not very big. 1 fluid ounce. It's a little smaller than some of my other ones, but so affordable. This is Naturium's multi-peptide advanced serum. One of my favorites because it's a milky serum. It's a bunch of different peptides, including arginine, which is the one that relaxes the muscles in your face. That's the one they call Botox in a bottle. There's no such thing as Botox in a bottle, but you get it. It does help soften that look as long as you are continuing to use it. It has encapsulated ferulic acid, which is one of the best ingredients for our aging skin. Collagen, which collagen is hydrating. It's not, when you see collagen on a label, it doesn't actually penetrate the skin, it's too big, but it is great at hydration. It's got encapsulated copper peptides, squalane, one of my favorite oils, which I'll get to in a second. So this one I would say is also really affordable, really good for peptides and hydration. So just with those, cleanser, add a serum, think thin layers, okay? We always lock in our serums with a moisturizer. And if you're not moisturizing at night, what are you doing? That is key. Should always be one of the last things you do. If you want the simplest of routines, cleanse, moisturize. That's all you need to get started on a really great skincare regimen. All right, I just shared a bunch of my favorites in the Sephora sale, but let me tell you, there are a lot of amazing moisturizers, and I feel like some are better for daytime, some are better for night. It can depend on your skin type, but like for the most part, think barrier repair and more of like a night cream like situation. Switch from a lightweight gel. Again, if you are an oily girl, say you're an oily girl, this is one of my favorite lightweight kind of like gel cream hydrators that you can use under Seint. It's silicone free, but look how thin that is. It'll just kind of immediately absorb, right? That's not the type of moisturizer you want for an overnight in winter. Just the dry air is gonna make this like evaporate like so quickly. So unless you're looking to, you can continue using something like this, but I would say this would be almost like a serum. Those lightweight gel moisturizers can be used like in place of a hydrating serum, and then you can lock and load it in with a thicker, more occlusive moisturizer overnight. So that when you wake up in the morning, you're not dehydrated. You've still got a good glow going on. That's our goal, from lightweight gel to richer moisturizer. First, let's go with a couple that I know you can use both morning or night because they are silicone free. Again, this one, and then maybe this is enough for you during the day. Like me in the summer, I don't need a moisturizer. For fall right now, I could totally just use this and then my sunscreen and be good to go. Now, as we're moving into winter, I'm gonna start using a thicker one than this kind of formulation. I have been loving this one because of just the finish it gives my skin. This is the Beauty Project Extreme Cream. I would say this is one of the best, full of lots of ceramides. Again, we're replenishing that lipid layer of our skin barrier. It's got lots of peptides, all the things. This one is so good for mature skin. So this is Beauty Project's Extreme Cream. I'm pretty sure like at one point of this Sephora sale, they were sold out of every single size. That's how good this is. It looks so good under makeup. I don't know how to describe it. Of course, do Instant Angel. This is definitely a holy grail status of mine. This one, their other one in their line is more of a gel formulation. It does have a silicone. This one does not. This one is something I tend to pick up when I need it at night. I can use it during the day. I typically don't need that much hydration because this is very hydrating for me personally. And it is a literally lipid-rich moisturizer. One of the best moisturizers for a skin barrier, in my opinion. Just thinking, I don't know if I've ever looked, so switching gears tonight, but I don't know if I've ever looked at the ingredients list to see for sure if this has silicone in it. Sometimes I just assume everything has silicone until I discover otherwise, because so many products have it. But this is one of my holy grail nighttime moisturizers. I probably need a new bottle. It's getting low. This is the Serums Ado Barrier 365 Cream. This is like top seller in Korea, this entire line. It's like ceramide rich. Again, probably why it works so well for me. I'm constantly trying to strengthen my barrier. So I would choose this one. Another great barrier cream that's very affordable would be Prequel. They have the Barrier Therapy Skin Protecting Cream. And this one is really good, especially if you have eczema. Look at the size comparison. Probably why I'm almost out of this one, yet not on this one. I use this full body. Like there's no reason not to at like under 20 bucks, and look how it's massive. It's bigger than my head. So definitely always love Prequel stuff. Still my holy grail. Still my go-to in winter as well. This still heals my skin so well for some reason. And it's got lactic acid in it, so it gently exfoliates. If I'm consistently using this as my night cream, I don't need to use a chemical exfoliant, and I'll just use Cure like I normally do to gently exfoliate in the shower, and this, and I'm good to go. I don't destroy my barrier because I'm never trying to use these harsh acids to try to like get my glow back. It is just a ride or die, holy grail, forever favorite. I sometimes get sent so many other ones to try that I'm like, I just gotta go back to my Seint cream because it's a no fail, always wins for me. Speaking of PR, I just got sent, so this one just launched. This one I had been using for a while. So they have quite a few things in their line now, I believe. So the multi-peptide advanced serum from Naturium. This is brand new though. The multi-peptide rich cream. And it's all in the name, rich cream. holy moly, it is very rich. I can't imagine this not like locking in a lot of goodness. I've really been enjoying it. I would say it has mostly almost everything that's in this. It's got encapsulated ferulic acid, again, copper, peptides, a lot of glycerin. They really know how to formulate things in a way so that when they go into the skin, they really deliver. Meaning, like, these encapsulations, like, is a more pricey way to get ingredients delivered into your skin and make sure that they don't get, like, I don't want to say destroyed along the way, but like get to where they need to be going and will actually do what they're supposed to do. And Naturium never fails. They have really great formulation. Okay, so that's my pick for rich moisturizers. But let's talk about a hack. One of the easiest things I feel like, and probably one of the first things I do, I've already started doing it here in fall, is adding an emollient. When we think like gel texture to more cream texture, that usually means a more emollient rich. And emollients are oils. Gives us that extra layer. Again, thin layers. So here are your options. Sometimes I will put a drop of oil on after my serums. Say, sometimes I might not even use a serum. Use an oil, then lock and load it with my moisturizer. Sometimes I will do my whole routine, put on my moisturizer, then I'll press an oil over my face. Or you can mix the two. Just put your normal dose of your moisturizer in the palm of your hand, add an oil, mix it together, and put it on. It makes everything work better. Like, it will give you that extra layer of hydration to where you might not need any changes to your regimen. You can just add a drop of oil to your favorite moisturizer. I do this all the time. I was talking about squalane earlier. It is probably one of my favorite oils because it mimics your natural skin oils and it's a really affordable. This one's from Timeless. It's just a really nice oil and it's super simple. This one I've been using lately because, again, it's got a lot of that in it, but it's got a bunch of added stuff like that ferulic acid, which is good for mature skin. This has got vitamins A, B, C, 5, E. Oh, so much. Supercharged is my way of describing it. This is the Alphabet oil. It's a Korean brand. It's by Good Light. And I've been mixing this in with my moisturizer. Just an extra dose of vitamins, extra dose of hydration. There is no right or wrong way to put on an oil. It, in my opinion, is a personal preference. For years, I put it on last. Some people really like putting it on first before their moisturizer, but adding a drop in works well too. Okay, as far as eye care goes, you really probably can do whatever you've been doing. I don't typically go heavier because my eyes are very sensitive. If I try to go to a richer, heavier eye cream, and my under eyes do get more dry, I'd say, in winter, I'm prone to milia. So you can use a little bit of an oil around the eyes if you need to, or you can just look for a more hydrating eye cream. I typically am just a little bit more cautious, and I typically use eye masks more. So I recently got this. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Dews Forever eye mask, but I'm telling you, you guys know I love affordable. Aren't these cute? Oops. Coco Kind just came out with their own reusable ones, 10 and everything, and they sent me their new eye gel. Now, I will be honest, I was like, I don't need another eye product. My eyes are so sensitive. In fact, I'm having an episode right now of eye dermatitis. It's just a whole thing. You guys know. I'm still using my eye supplement from OneSkin. This one is thicker than their face supplement. It's richer because it's designed for eyes, but like my eyes were like everything was burning, even my normal eye cream. So I'm so sad. So they sent me this and I was like, okay, it's another eye gel. This one's so good. It was the only thing that wasn't burning my eyes as I put it on, as I was testing it. So it's called a Peptide Fine Line Eye Gel, and it's for these masks. Typically you like using like a gel formulation and those like stick really well to it. I love Cocoa Kind because they give you so much information on their package, like what the ingredients are. It names all of the different peptides, squalane, what the humectants are, what the emollients are, what the skin conditioners are, like how light it is, how heavy. This is a very lightweight gel, which I appreciate because my eyes don't like thicker creams. And it's pink. So if you don't know, that kind of helps mitigate some of the depth underneath your eyes. Okay, so it's very lightweight though, and it absorbs really well, but not like so fast that you can't put these on. And it does not burn my eyes. And I feel like I'm still getting a lot of those benefits because it's got the peptides. It has a lot of hydration from the squalane. The humectants are out of this world. It's got beta glucan, hyaluronic acid, glycerin, all of the good ones. Lots of ceramides in it to condition the skin, and lots of emollients as well. So I've been testing it and it works really well under makeup, and it's silicone free. It's been working great overnight. You get the peptides, you get the hydration. I feel like this is a really good option for those that want kind of anti-aging. It's affordable. You can get the eye masks. I mean, these would make a great gift in my opinion as well. So I had to share because it's a surprise. It's a surprise that when my eyes are all red and flaking, I can still put something on it, and it's been adding hydration and lift, and my eyes have been bad. So thank you to Cocoa Kind for that. I needed it. Otherwise, you don't have to change anything about your eye routine at all. So first, I wanted to share, if you are looking for a brand new routine and you're just like, Sarah, I need a very small number of steps, and I'm just looking for a one and done all one brand. I get this question all the time, and you guys know that I'm not very brand specific. I do think every brand has what I call hero SKUs that they're known for, and they usually build around it. It's really rare when certain companies very rarely will come out with products because they're wanting to make sure it's different. Most companies are putting out a lot of products, and there might not necessarily all be really good. But I've been recently testing a new product, and I was beyond skeptical because it's a celebrity skincare brand, and we all know how most of those have gone. So I didn't even realize until this last week that it's actually at Sephora as well. But I have been gravitating towards this one. So this is a cleanser, serum moisturizer. I think you could easily use this every day and every night. Maybe have to add one more thing at night, which is the next step I'm going to go over. But other than that, this is a really great basic, more than basic routine. So I wanted to share the brand with you guys. This is the Outset. So this is Scarlett Johansson's skincare brand. Didn't even know she had one. They sent this to me. This is one of my favorite cleansers. So another option for a gentle cleanser, the Gentle Micellar Antioxidant Cleanser. Now this is like a gel micellar cleanser. You wash it off, but it's got micelles in it to help. I feel like I can double cleanse with this. It gets off makeup so well, and it's extremely high in glycerin. You can feel it. It's a really good cleanser. I was shocked at how much I loved it. And then both their serum and their moisturizer are silicone free. It's got the firming vegan collagen prep serum. Very hydrating, very much like a milky serum. Like, not super thick. I think this would be a really good routine even for oily skin. Girls could do this. And then their nourishing squalane, which again, this nice emollient here, a daily moisturizer. So it's a nice moisturizer. I feel like this is a great daytime moisturizer. Again, it's not thick and heavy like a night cream. I believe they also have a night cream, but these are the ones I got to try and they're all really good. Nothing scented. It's very like, I think like high-end, what I would think of like a dermatology brand. Like not at all celebrity brand is what I feel like it doesn't at all. Like these two are glass packaging. Very impressed, Scarlett. These are really good. So if you're looking for like 3 steps, that's all. I recommend these. If you want even more affordable, can you guess what I would pick? There you go. Again, cleanser, hydrating serum, barrier cream. That would be more of like nighttime. You could even add in their SPF for the daytime because they have 2 SPFs now, both a chemical and a mineral. And then if you really wanted to take this up a notch, Prequel has some of my favorite products for the next step. I'd say if I had to choose one thing, and somebody told me, nope, you have to use only what you have, Sarah. No adding products to your regimen. What would you do? And I was going from fall to winter. I would slug. That's it. You don't have to do it nightly. You just have to do it as you need it. Some people with dry skin might need to do it a lot in the winter. I do it maybe once a week, and I do it based on my skin, how it's feeling, and I choose the product I'm using to slug, again, based on how my skin feels. If my barrier needs help, but I have some favorites. So if you don't know what slugging is, I could do an entire video on it, but it's basically using an occlusive. So an occlusive is something that will trap the water in your skin overnight. So whereas like if you were to just put on a typical moisturizer overnight, when you wake up the next morning, you're probably gonna feel dry. It's gonna feel like it all kind of soaked in and everything evaporated almost. So think of it almost like evaporation from your skin. You have a lot of water in your skin, and if you lose it all during the day and you're not replenishing it somehow, you're gonna get dry or dehydrated. The easiest way to stop that is using an occlusive like good old Vaseline. That's what we call petrolatum, okay? It is the gold standard, and there are a lot of different products out there, and think of like balmy textures, okay? That like, some people hate the feeling, some people think it's like too thick and they feel greasy. I think there is so many slugging products on the market, it's impossible to find one that doesn't work for you. So let's go through like different orders. Prequel has 3 different, I'd say, protectants, and they're all very different, okay? So the first one that I would say would be the least occlusive is this one, which is the Skin Utility Gel. This one is mostly glycerin. It's 20% glycerin. This is the one that, if you remember, I use this gel on my cuticles. It is great to hydrate because it's mainly humectant. This one isn't gonna be as much as like holding water in. I would probably put this on under my moisturizer in place of a serum. This would add extra hydration. All of these have very like soothing ingredients to help, again, barrier function, okay? So this is why these are all like such great multi-purpose products. Then the next one of the best occlusives would be something like dimethicone. This is the Skin Utility Balm. And again, this one's got dimethicone. shea butter, and centella, which you guys know I love, but this is definitely more of like a rich balm. You can almost feel it, okay? It's not greasy. It has more, it's got that dimethicone, that smooth, silky feeling of a moisturizer, because what? They put silicones in everything. Because it feels really good on the skin. But let me tell you, silicones are not a bad ingredient. They serve a purpose and they're great for the skin. But I would say if I had to choose one from the prequel lineup, it would be the Skin Utility Ointment. That's because this one is petrolatum. Good old Vaseline, white petrolatum. What is in our Seint creams? What makes it occlusive? It is ride or die. The standard of occlusives been used over hundreds of years and perfectly safe. No matter what you hear on social media, so much misinformation. But it's got a lot of like great ingredients. Bisabolol, skin barrier, oh, so good. So the reason why I really like this one, it's not pure petrolatum. This is 45% petrolatum, which means it's a lighter weight and it's not as thick of an ointment as say like straight up Vaseline or Aquaphor. I can't remember how much is Aquaphor. So it's got a little bit less than CeraVe healing ointment. This one's about almost 47%. So just know that there's like different levels. I'd say these are definitely feel like that ointment category. Another one you'll see all the time is the Cicaplast Balm. This one reminds me more like the balm texture here. It's more of it's a dimethicone base. It's a silicone base. And this is what I will grab if my skin needs healing. There's something about this. Yeah, obviously it's got centella in it, hence the word Cicaplast. Cica is another word for Centella asiatica, which has those healing properties. So I've used this so many different ways. Some people put it on like a moisturizer. I'd say you don't need to do that. You can put it like a pea-sized amount all over your face and then put a moisturizer on. You can put on a moisturizer and then put this over it, but it's not technically a moisturizer. It's more of a protectant. So I like to use this to kind of heal my barrier when I need it, and I'll kind of use it like a slugging step in that regard. Now, I've talked about this one before, but if you're like me and you're like, Sarah, I hate ointment feelings. I don't want balm feelings. I need something really lightweight. Maybe you're oily and you're like, I don't think slugging's for me. I don't want it to break me out. We've got another one from Experiment. This is their buffer jelly. Now they call this a micro slugging because it's an oil gel, and I believe it's only 3% petrolatum, which means it is very small amounts and it's got those oils in it. So it's kind of like a hybrid between like the oil and the ointment. So it's great. But this is a really cool multi-purpose product because again, they show you on the website all different ways you can use it. You can mix it with your moisturizer. You can mix it with your Super Sati to make a moisturizer. It's really cool. It's a really fun product. And I feel like it's something I love having in my arsenal on those days where maybe I need a little bit of slugging, but I don't want to do like a full slug. This is what I pick up. And I think I've shared both of these before as well, but they're so good. And again, I feel like these are just really personal preference. If you're like me and you just love skincare and you like to have different options depending on your skin and what your skin needs, I love these. First is the Bloom Effects Royal Tulip Nectar. This one is a very unique texture. Again, this is more of the jelly. This is the jelly. Ooh, gosh, I shouldn't have done that. I didn't bring the little gold scooper thing, but this is the one that is the jelly consistency, and you just use a very small amount, again, and then I just kind of rub it through my hands, and then I press it on. It feels kind of similar to what I get from this, but a little bit lighter weight. It's got that great tulip smell that their products have, and my skin always wakes up really glowy after I use this product. I'd say is on the pricier side, definitely more of a high-end luxury product, but works so well. It's just a really fantastic balm. So this is the Anfisa Skin and Balm. It's a Radiant Hydra Balm. I use it in the same way as I use the jelly. This is literally a balm that you can kind of break, and then it goes on similarly. It's just not so much of a jelly. It feels more like a balm, but not like an ointment. It's lighter weight than an ointment. It kind of feels a little, I don't know, like an oil, but your skin, I'm telling you, there's no way you could use this and not wake up glowing the next day. It is completely impossible. So it is definitely something I typically keep for my winter months. And it's really cool because it's like, it's very heat sensitive. So like it will go back to flat as it kind of like warms up and melts back down. It's a very cool product. And then if you just hate any slugging of any kind, you can also just use what is called an overnight mask, right? There's so many different ones. There's some that exfoliate that are like jelly type. These are some of my favorites. This one is very affordable. Feels almost like a thicker moisturizer. This is the Centella Hyaluronic Sleeping Pack. This one definitely has, again, some of that cica properties like this one, so it's very healing overnight. This entire line from Murad is incredible at hydrating. They have a serum and a moisturizer. I should have grabbed that because it's one of the best. But this one, I believe, is a game changer for an overnight, but it's not oily. So if you don't like oily, if you don't like, you just want like what feels like a heavier moisturizer, you just put this on nice and heavy over whatever skincare you do and leave it on. And it has really cool technology. And this is more like their treatment step, and you only have to use it maybe a couple times a week, and I promise you'll see results. Last but not least, lips. I have so many lip products I love. Doesn't matter how much, how it is formulated. Like I have the Cicaplast one, I have the Avene one, I have my Holy Grail Balm, I have exfoliating ones, I have night treatments. All of them I have to slug with. So if you have a favorite night lip treatment and it doesn't feel like an ointment going on, try putting an ointment over it. This is what I do. So this is probably my most ointment-like one. That's because it's mainly, it's lanolin and ceramides. So this is the Dr. Sam's Flawless Lip. This is probably the only one that I don't have to slug over, and that's because it is an ointment texture already, and so I don't have to put another one over it. In fact, a lot of times I will put one of the thinner ones, like this. It's more of like a lip balm, liquidy texture, and then I will slug with this over it. But you can just simply grab any ointment, CeraVe, Vaseline, Aquaphor, slug your lips, and that way when you wake up, all that hydration will have not escaped them, because that is what mostly happens overnight. We lose all of that moisture. We spend all of our money and time putting into our skin, and it's so simple to just slug, keep it in there, hold it where we want it, and then we can easily just do a quick rinse in the morning and have hydrated and glowing skin all winter long, which is our goal, right? So there you go. There are all of my recommendations. I'm sorry I went over 2 on some of them. This is a skincare hoarder's problem. I apologize, but I hope that gave you some options on what you can add to your routine, what you need, what you might not need, how you can easily tweak it by adding an oil or just slugging, switching up your cleanser or moisturizer, maybe adding one more step, and then you're golden. As always, I will put all of the links in the drop box below the video. When you see my caption, just click more and it'll open up and you should be able to see everything I talked about in today's video. If you need more help and you're needing a specific thing for your skin type, you can email me, let me know what you've tried, what you're looking for, and I'd be happy to help you out. It's sarah@thecOntouredChemist.com. I hope that was helpful. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Love you.